to another video in this series where I'm customising my Royal Enfield Himalayan for travel and overland adventure. In the last video we looked at and reviewed the aluminium panniers, the luggage that I'm going to use when I travel. But in this video I want to look at and focus on the GPS navigation that I want to fit. I've chosen a dedicated GPS unit, the Garmin Montana 700i. It's quite an expensive device, but it allows me to navigate on roads using street maps, but also when I go off on trails I can use topographical maps. The unit also includes the Garmin InReach system, which is a satellite communicator, so I can keep in touch with family and friends, and also contact the emergency services in the event of an accident. That's quite important because I plan to travel on my own. As well as the GPS unit, I bought the accessory vehicle mounting kit. This kit includes everything you're going to need to mount the GPS unit to the handlebars of the bike. Inside the box you get the GPS mount itself, which is a nice robust way and very safe way of mounting and unmounting the GPS device. It includes power connections so that we can power the GPS and charge it from the bike's battery, and also a bird's nest of wires which we'll be dealing with in the next video. The mounting kit also comes with this ball and socket mounting system, which has a D-bolt to allow you to connect and bolt this to the handlebars themselves, and a ball and socket arrangement so that you can mount the GPS at different angles. Now I have a similar system on my Suzuki Bandit, which is made by TomTom, and it can be difficult to get the GPS unit in the right position so that you're not obscuring instruments or turn indicators, but yet you can see the screen clearly. I want to mount it as close to the centre of the handlebars as possible and as low down as possible. I've chosen the centre of the handlebars because I think that's the safest place on the bike. If you were to drop the bike, the unit is really protected by the handlebars. But I've discovered an issue with the Royal Enfield handlebar mounts, and I'll take you through to the garage now and explain that. So I'd like to mount the Garmin in the centre of the handlebars, about here. I'm not planning to use a tank bag at the moment, or if I am I'll get a very small one, so I'll mount it slightly forward of the handlebars. The issue I've discovered is that on the Himalayan Euro 5 bikes, I don't know if it's the same on the Euro 4, but these bar clamps have a spacer in between them. I assume that's there for to give it a bit of extra strength, so I don't want to cut this out so that I can get to the bar, but that piece prevents me from using the Garmin D-clamp, and so what I'm going to do is add a brace bar to the handlebars and then build a custom clamp for the Garmin. So this is the brace bar I've chosen. It's manufactured by Renthal. I could have made it, but to be honest it's much cheaper to buy it, and I think they'll do a much better job than I could. So let's just finish the installation on the bike. I bought this unit from Hitchcock's in the UK. I'll put a link to their website in the description below. This bar gives me somewhere to mount the GPS unit to, and it also provides a little bit of strength. Although these are sold as cosmetic bars really, I think it will give a bit of strength to the handlebars, which is a bit of a weak point I've heard on the Himalayan.
So this is the design I've come up with. You can see it consists of two components. The first is a clamp to go around the brace bar. I will make this as one piece and then split it along this line, this cut line. The assembly will clamp to the bar using two M6 bolts through the assembly. On the top of the clamp, there are two fixing holes to allow me to bolt the adapter plate to it. The Garmin itself will mount to the adapter plate using the supplied hardware using these four holes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this drawing. I've just got to add one final dimension and then I'll print it out and we'll take it through to the workshop and manufacture it. So that's the plate finished. I'm really pleased with it. I did some finishing on the sanding disc. Now at this point I was going to go ahead and make the clamp out of an 1.5 inch square bar, but unfortunately the supplier let me down. So I'm going to use some inch square bar which I had in stock instead. If you haven't done already, now's a good time to press that subscribe button.
So here are the finished components. The mounting plate onto which we'll mount the Garmin mount using the supplied hardware. And then there's the bar mount, the clamp itself, and the two components that make that up. So let's finish the assembly. First I'll mount the plate to the clamp. And this uses two M5 button head screws. Just make sure we're all square. That's perfect. And tighten those up. Later on I'll install these with thread locking compound, but for now I just want to do a dry assembly so that we can test it on the bike. And I'll need to either anodize or paint this assembly to prevent corrosion. The mount itself, obviously we've bored that diameter for the correct diameter for the brace bar that we've added now to the handlebars, and that will clamp together with the two M6 bolts. I'll just put these in loosely for now because we need to go through to the workshop and clamp them to the bike itself. Now to mount the Garmin itself. Hopefully I've got these dimensions correct. So this will mount in this position using the nuts and bolts that are provided in the mounting kit. Under each screw, you first put a washer. And there we go, ready to mount to the bike. And now to finally mount the Garmin to the handlebars. The clamp design gives me some degree of freedoms of movement, both left and right and up and down, so I can get the Garmin in exactly the right position. for the purposes of this video, and so that I can get to these bolts easily, I'll just mount in this position here. There it is, nice and secure. And the last piece is the GPS unit itself, which simply snaps into place.
So that's all for this time. I'm really happy with how the mount has come out. I hope you enjoyed the video. In the next episode, we'll be looking at how to wire it to the bike. In the meantime, go ahead and check out my review of the Himalayan panniers. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. See you soon.